Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are on to something interesting and inspirational. Before we start the video, please like and subscribe. And to be updated always with our channel, please hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on our future uploads. Our story dates back to May 14, 2018, when an aircraft staff spotted a young soldier sitting in the corner, staring blankly at his cell phone. They did not mind him at all. A few moments later, the soldier went crying so loud. The cry was so loud that the airport crew went to check on the crying soldier. They learned that the soldier's flight was delayed, so they went out of their way to take care of things for him. Then they heard someone shouting, "Don't let that man get on board the plane." The soldier is SPC Brooks Lindsey. In 2015, in his hometown Jackson, Mississippi, Brooks met the love of his life, Haley Wilson. When Brooks was a child, he really wanted to become a U.S. Army soldier. The couple decided to get married in November 2017. Shortly after they got married, the young couple received the best news of their lives. Haley was pregnant with their first child. The couple was so excited. Later during the pregnancy, they were told that they were going to have a baby girl. They both agreed to name their baby girl Millie. Soon enough, Brooks had to report back to work. Despite him wanting to stay by his family's side, he could not leave his job because he sworn an oath to serve his country. Brooks was assigned to be a part of the 2nd Battalion 114 Field Artillery Regiment. He needed to be away from his family to train in Fort Bliss, Texas. And after that, he needed to be deployed to Kuwait. In the 7th month of the pregnancy, Brooks had to leave his family without knowing that he would actually be there when his wife gives birth to their daughter. Thankfully, Haley's pregnancy was going really well, except for a high blood pressure. Haley wanted Brooks to see the baby when it was time for Millie to go out. The odds for a soldier to go home and witness his wife give birth were very unlikely. For soldiers to be able to go home, the Red Cross needed to assess if sending them home is really necessary. The Red Cross would only let Brooks leave if Haley's pregnancy was an emergency case. Haley was feeling a bit different in the remaining weeks of her pregnancy. Then, one checkup day, the doctor had some bad news concerning Haley's health. Unfortunately, Haley's blood pressure had skyrocketed. This means that the baby might be having some problems. Then the results finally came. Haley was having pre-eclampsia. Preeclampsia had started to affect Haley's internal organs. The doctor decided that they had to put Haley in labor immediately. Haley went to contact her husband about her condition. Brooks prepared his papers immediately so that he could go home as soon as possible. Haley went to the doctor to ask for the medical proof. After miraculously explaining her condition, the Red Cross granted Brooks the emergency leave. Unfortunately, Brooks had no idea the worst days of his life was not over. Yet, he needed to find the first flight from El Paso to Jackson. He only managed to find a flight with a Dallas layover, and that was already at full capacity. For him to book it, he needed to wait for the next day at 10 a.m. When Haley learned about this, she was sure that Brooks could not make it on time for the delivery of the baby. The next morning at 7 a.m., Haley's water broke. Millie could come out at any moment while Brooks was still there in the airport waiting for his 10 a.m. flight to Dallas. He boarded at 10 a.m. and got off the plane at around 2 p.m. He immediately called his wife upon arrival to get updates on the situation. The doctor told him that his wife was almost about to give birth. Brooks' flight got delayed for 2 hours. He told himself this was it, he was surely going to miss the moment. The doctors instructed the family inside to not do anything that would distract the birth. But Teresa, Haley's mother-in-law, had something in mind. She secretly FaceTimed Brooks to her cell phone. His mother was secretly recording the birth process. He got so emotional when he saw everything. At the airport, Brooks started crying. Brooks almost forgot that he was about to hop on a flight. He started crying so loud and one of the airport staff noticed him and went to check on the crying soldier. The staff learned that Brooks was supposed to be boarding, so they tried to alert the soldier, but as they were about to, a man suddenly shouted, "Don't let him get inside." The other passengers, upon seeing Brooks so happy that he could see his wife giving birth, decided to delay the flight more. Just when he was about to give up because baby Millie was still holding on a little longer inside Haley's womb, the doctor shouted, "Just one more minute. She's here, she's here." Then a loud cry from a baby was heard. The soldier was so happy. Brooks was really grateful for all the people who helped get the flight delayed. When Brooks arrived to the hospital, he rushed to the delivery room. When he opened the door, he was in tears again seeing his wife and their lovely daughter. Luckily, Haley's blood pressure went down when she was about to give birth and there was no complications and Millie was healthy. Brooks enjoyed every bit about being a dad, including changing diapers. While they were busy taking care of baby Millie, they never knew their story was all over social media. One of the passengers of the aircraft, Tracy Dover, had taken a video of the soldier crying with joy. The video had 1,000 shares and 20,000 likes. They thought that was it, but the video still kept going viral and it went up to more than 200,000 views. When asked if Brooks knew that he was being filmed, he answered that he did not know. He was too caught up with the moment. A lot of military wives messaged Haley asking for tips about how to get in touch with the Red Cross. Another story of a soldier's sacrifice is the story of Rich Rayleigh. He was a benevolent soldier, a brave veteran. Like many of the soldiers, he was also a loving husband and a good father to his kids. Rayleigh was born and raised in New York. He grew up with being part of the Army in his mind. His wife was pregnant during his service, and just like Brooks, he was trying to get home to see his wife giving birth to their child. Unfortunately, he met an accident while on duty. Rayleigh and his team were one of the best soldiers the country had. They went on over 200 missions and convoys for many years. Rayleigh finally led his own team. In 2008, his wife was about to give birth to their child. While he loves to serve his country, he still wants to see his child. When his wife was 5 months pregnant, an unfortunate thing happened to Rayleigh and his crew. The crew's truck had an accident while they were on convoy patrolling, injuring all the crew. Luckily, they were all well enough to walk back 2 miles back to their base. He did not suffer from any physical injuries from the accident, but his brain suffered trauma and he was diagnosed with PTSD. Rayleigh finally got back home and had the opportunity to spend time with his wife and unborn child. But sadly, 6 months after he reached back home, another unfortunate event happened. And this time around, cost a lot for Rayleigh. He got into a fatal truck accident. It got him paralyzed from the waist down. After a few years, he wanted to get better, physically and mentally. While it would take a very long time for him to recover physically, he worked on his mental state first. He wanted to do more even with his state. This led him to start a beautiful campaign to help improve the lives of traumatized veterans. He is now raising awareness and making money to support his campaign. These 2 soldier stories that we heard were an inspiration to all of us. We should always be thankful for the people sacrificing their lives to protect us and our country. What do you think? How do these stories inspire you? Comment down your answers in the comment box and make sure to click, like, and subscribe. For more inspiring stories, please do not hesitate to hit the notification bell. See you in the next video.